Hola, ¿se oye algo? Hola, bienvenidos, hijos del rock and roll. ¿Se oye algo? Sí, ¿no? Sí. Sorry, I'll do this in English. Then I hope that maybe using translation service could understand that in Spanish. I'm Luis González, the director of Fundación GCR, or GCR Foundation, sorry. We are the people who are working in this center and also in front of you. And we are really happy to have you here. We are really happy to have this accessibility camp, which is something that we were aiming for during the last 2 years. We are working with Fondazione Lia, whose General Secretary is Cristina Musinelli and is sitting there. I would like you to be here, but whatever. She will do a presentation a little bit later on. And we are partners. We are partners in a European project, Aldous Up, which one of the work packages is precisely this crucial issue on accessibility for the book sector. One of the people that are doing really useful and good things for that in Spain is Arantxa Larrauri. Please come to the stage. Because as a director of Libranda, she's doing real things. This is what we need in Spain, doing real stuff. Because my concern is that our publishing industry maybe yet is not already aware of the urgency and the importance of this issue. And with us is also Gregorio Pellegrino from Fondazione Lia and Elisa Molinari, who sent me around 500,000 emails during the last 2 weeks. But they are brave people, they are very, very brave people, intelligent people, and we are happy to work with them. So if Arantxa is helping also as Libranda with the funding and the organization of this, and I don't know if you want to say something, hello.
Yes, hello, welcome you, and I hope that we all enjoy this camp, because at the end it's a family meeting where we can discuss things and know what others are doing and what we have to do in the next 2 years or more and for the future, no? Because accessibility at the end is for everyone. So if we do it well, everyone will benefit from it. So more than welcome.
Then go for it, Elisa. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Luis, because I had an agenda, and after all the emails I sent, you already said half of the things I wanted to say in the beginning, so thank you so much for this. Thank you, Luis. No, but I like the approach because accessibility for sure, and it's something that you will hear many times today, is it's about collaboration between your own company and between the value chain, so for sure I like this prompt from Luis. So thank you very much. I think we can start. I'm Elisa, for those who don't know me. I take care of the projects of Fondazione Lia. I've been blessed by the presence on stage of 2 of my best colleagues, who are Gregorio Pellegrino and Antonino Cotroneo. Gregorio Pellegrino is our Chief Accessibility Officer. We needed to invite a job title for him because it was something that till 5 years ago was not a thing. So we come up with something creative. So I think he will explain to you what he does daily. Maybe.
Maybe, later.
And as for Antonino Cotroneo, he will be the one to kick off the day with a presentation. So let me just say a couple of words about LIA and the camp and what we aim to do today. As for LIA, for those of you who don't know us, LIA Libri Italiani Accessibili, Italian Accessible Books. We are a not-for-profit organization set up by the Italian Publisher Association in collaboration with the Italian Blind Union. And we work to foster the adoption of accessibility in the whole book value chain, so that's our dream. And as our Secretary General always likes to say, if we work very well, we are meant to disappear in a few years as everyone will be great with accessibility. So for the time being, what we like to do is to organize events like this accessibility camp, where we try to have on the same table, on the same stage, persons with different perspectives and persons who are already working on the theme, persons who work in publishing houses, as well as distributors, retailers, because we feel it's important that everyone is on board. And we are really glad today that we have persons from different countries also. For sure, there's a huge colony from Italy in the last rows, as usual. So thank you, Italy, for always being at the back of the stage. Yeah, no, you are doing good. But we have persons from Spain, Germany, Sweden, the Netherlands, Germany, UK. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but the Netherlands, okay? Someone else? It would be nice to have someone from very... No, but we are really glad to have persons with different backgrounds and different experiences to share. So we know that some of you have already been working a lot on accessibility. Some of you are starting to move the first feet in this area. So what we'll try to do today is to start with a demonstration of what accessibility is really about, and then try to delve into very specific topics.
So I think we can ask Antonino to move to the computer station.
Okay. Yeah.
Please.
And yeah, thank you very much, Luis, for putting us in this very futuristic arena. So for sure, we will talk about accessibility, but if Antonino feels like playing video games today, it could be...
Accessibility.
Okay.
Okay.
So as I said, we'll start with Antonino Cotroneo. Antonino is our assistive technology expert. Then we will ask him what he actually does. And the idea of this demonstration is a demo about accessible reading. So we will try to cover some steps and understand what accessible reading is really about. So no pressure on you, Antonino. You just need to kickstart the day for everyone to be on board. What we try to do this with kind of demonstration is to show what it's possible to do, which are the areas where collaboration is needed the most, and most of all, we would like for you to put the shoes of someone who is looking for accessible titles, uses different technologies you may not all know. So the goal is to show and tell something about this kind of reading. Okay, I think we can see it in the meantime as I like this. Okay, it's like being in a TV studio and...
Folder view.
Okay.
Folder view.
Okay. So as I already introduced you, Antonino, as our assistive technology expert, but for sure your professional background is wider than that. So I leave up to you your own presentation, and you can tell everyone what you do for a living, because after 12 years, I still haven't figured it out properly. So it's better if you explain to everyone what you do.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a very pleasure to be here. I'm honored to kickstart this session. I basically I am a musician, so my background, my professional background, it was like a music teacher. But in the last year, I worked a lot on accessibility. I like to say that I served the cause of Fondazione LIA since about 10 years, and I'm involved even on accessibility inside a multinational fashion company. And the other activities is now as a teacher to visually impaired students. So I help students and teachers and schools to introduce assistive technology during the study, during the educational path.
And what about your studies? We know you are quite eclectic. Sometimes you are studying engineering, then after a month you're studying pedagogy or something like that. So what did you study?
Basically, as I said, I have a degree in piano. So my first studies was at conservatory, and with a degree in piano and 7 years in composition. That is like a bachelor's. Then, yeah, I even attended some courses on engineering. Because I was always interested in technology, because technology helps me in my life, in my work, in my studies. And a few years ago, I attended courses to become a teacher, so courses in psychology, pedagogy, basically, and didactics and methodology of didactics.
Okay. What is a fil rouge that we sense when you come to the office that you are always reading? So we don't know what, and we know that sometimes, yes, they decide to switch from an engineering piece or psychology ones. So what can you tell us about your relationship with reading overall?
Yeah, my relationship with reading is a strong relationship. I have been a strong reader since I was a child. I was a bit lucky because my mother is a teacher, a primary school teacher, so she taught me to read at 4 years, and I started to read everything. But of course, as I visually impaired, I am partially sighted. I was not able to read everything I can see or everything I would want. So in my life, I had to discover more and more different solution to read. For instance, at school, I used always printed books, but I not read them by just taking the book and read with my eyes, because usually the font is too small for me. So I used electronic magnifier for the whole school that helped me to put the book under a camera and see the text on a screen. And this device helped me to increase the characters and change the colors. Later, I will explain better to you what I mean. So a big revolution to me was the digital books, when digital books appears on the market. Why? Because I took some measure when I was reading a printed book with the electronic magnifier, and I discovered that I was reading about 6 or 8 pages at 1 hour. So can you imagine? Is very, very, very few pages. So why I took this measure? Because I wanted to read many, many books, but I discovered that I could not read how much books I wanted. So I tried to ask to myself why I'm not able to read how much books I want. And this measure took me one of the reasons. And but at that time I don't was another solution, because I didn't have digital books in that time. Later I discovered the digital books when iPad appears on the market, and there was a big revolution, because I could increase the characters and customize the book to my personal needs, even using vocal synthesizer or braille display. Again, later I will show you more about what I'm saying, these features, these features.
Yeah, and what are your necessities? You already told us a little bit, but what is the best set for reading for you, and is it the same all day long, or does it change during the day or during the year? How do you read normally?
Good question, Gregorio. There is, I don't have a specific setting, because I need different settings. But this is not just a personal need, but I see that is the need even of the students, the most of the partially sighted students that I work with. What I mean, I can read, as already said, printed, not printed characters, but characters by reading with my eyes on an iPad on a screen. I can increase them, But after a bit of time, I became a bit tired. So for a while, it's good to me to read with a large character, and then is not the best choice. Another options that I had is to use vocal synthesizer that you will...
Pane dragging. Widget 19 degrees Celsius.
You can
Start toggle
Okay,
button
not
not
yet.
pressed.
Maybe we can.
You can hear, but later you can hear again. And it helps me to read more quickly and more as a quantity. And sometimes I need to understand better what I read. For instance, when I work with English documents, because English is not my best language, unluckily, and Braille display comes to help me. And another option, when I'm tired and I have to read just a novel, for instance, on the evening, some audiobook helps too.
Okay, maybe it's not the best question to ask to someone who's about to move and change house, so you're in the middle of boxes and stuff. But what about your libraries? So, what kind of collection of books you had, and what about now? Do you have any differences to share?
I can say pretty everything. So I have lots of books that I never read. I have lots of books, printed books that I would like to read, but I not can able to find in digital version. So I just waiting to see the digital version of some books. Basically, I used to read essay, saggistica in Italian.
Non-fiction.
Sorry?
Fiction.
Okay.
Okay.
And pretty everything. So
Okay.
actually, for my coming in Madrid, I like to find out some Spanish author, and I try to find a book of Manuel Villas that is in Italian. The Italian title is La gioia all'improvviso.
Okay. Yeah, just to clarify, now we switch to the demo part with the PC. So I ask to have the PC on the big screen. As every demo, you know, we will fail somewhere as every technical demo. So yeah, let's pray the God of demos, and let's start with the demo. Please, Antonino.
Okay. I can start just showing you what happened when I want to read a book. Firstly, of course, the first step is to look for a books. So where I can go, where I go to find the books. The first option is mainstream channels. Because it's the place where we can find most of the books, of course.
Folder view list. Accessibility.
I open the link.
Abby Fine Aruba site. Active present. Adobe Acrobat. Accessibility Camp Madrid. Accessibility.
Okay, a special folder for the day.
Accessibility Camp. One Google search.
Okay.
Senza titolo.
You are seeing something strange about the colors, but later again I will explain what's happening. So I try to look for this book.
Tab control. Giochi tab 1 of 5. Libri tab selected 4 of. Circa button. Centro assistenza. Circa so Google Play Edit has auto-complete Circa and Libri. La. Gioia. All. Improviso. Button Centro Assist.
Okay, let's go through the links.
La gioia, all'improvviso 11,99 euro.
Okay,
Caricamento.
let's
La
go
Gioia.
into the product page. Here we have all the details about the books, so the author, the publisher, pages, etc. But an important information that I want to find is accessibility feature. What I mean, as I already said, I'm used to read with different solutions. So I want to know if this book is good, is prepared for this kind of solution. And I go through this page, this product page, to find if there are an accessibility section, a specific accessibility section.
La gioia, all'improvviso.
Heading level 1.
Informazioni su questo ebook.
Heading
Information about this book could be
button leggi maggiori inform
Dopo il grande successo di In tutto c'è.
blank.
no. Okay, we have information of of this book.
Valutazioni e recensioni.
The
Heading level.
rating,
Informazioni sull'autore.
Heading
the author.
Valuta questo libro.
heading
I can rate it.
Informazioni sulla lettura.
heading
Generic information, maybe.
button collapsed espandi. Heading level 2.
Altro di Manuel Villa.
No, it seems
Ebook simili.
Heading level no next heading.
no next heading. So, okay, we don't have a specific section. So, I'm not sure to buy this book because I don't know if really suit my needs. So, I have to make one more steps. And I go to try to find this book
To Leah catalog check 3 of 9.
inside
Titolo
the LIA catalog. What is LIA catalog? Is a catalog of LIA made by LIA Foundation that collects all Italian accessible digital books. So if one book is accessible in Italy, I'm sure that I can find it here. So let's skip to the catalog firstly.
lit. Visited link.
Salta al menu secondario. Salta al menu di navigazione principale.
Oh yeah, skip link always helps.
Heading level.
Home.
Link alt plus
Catalogo.
visited link elenco did.
Okay,
Catalogo barlia dash libri italiani x.
okay.
No next heading at
Menu principale. Catalogo.
heading level 2. Copertina del libro.
La gioia. All'improvviso.
Visited link via la scheda del libro.
Okay, this book, we have this book here, so it means that it's accessible. So and let's go to understand which features this book has.
La gioia. All imp.
Again, our product page, and again, my search on through section.
Menu principale.
Head.
Scheda libro.
Head.
Genere scelto.
Heading level.
La gioia. All'improvviso. Dettagli titolo.
Heading level 4.
Presentazione titolo.
Head. Accessibility properties heading level 4.
Okay, accessibility properties. So let's see into details which kind of accessibility properties this book has.
Heading level 5 read mode. Speech synthesis : allows text dash to dash speech to respect the pronunciation and hyphenation rules of the text language.
Great. So it seems I can read with my vocal synthesizer. So one step is covered, one need is covered. Let's go ahead.
Visual adjustments : allows enlarging text characters and changing colors and contrasts for text and background.
That is great. Contrast and enlarging text are possible. Let's go ahead.
Heading level 5 navigation. Contains a table of contents that provides direct access to all chapters of the text via links. Titles are identified as such to aid navigation.
Okay, this is a very, very important information, and I will show you in a few minutes. The table of contents. Okay, now I know that this book is accessible, and I proceed to buy it. And I will be sure that mostly it will suit my needs.
Yeah, so please an applause to Antonino for this first of the... Yeah, so now we switch to the reading app. We will not use this book since this book is too simple to show you something. It's mainly text, while we will use an ebook that we, as Fondazione Lia, certified and helped to made, which is more complex with tables and graphs and complex content inside the book, which is an ebook from the European Disability Forum. And Antonino will show us how accessible reading work inside an app that is well known. We have here Gauthier from EDR Lab, and we will use Thorium for this part of the demo. But for sure, this work that Antonino will show us can work also on mobile devices with accessible apps. So it's not a meaning of the device, it's a meaning of the content, accessible content and accessible reading app together.
Okay. Before I open Thorium,
Start window.
let's see that all I'm doing is done only by keyboard, as you probably are seeing, right? You're seeing?
Yeah. We can see your fingers on the...
My mouse is here, but just for if I need sometimes, but I didn't use it any time until now. This means that all I done is accessible to the screen reader. So I was saying, before the text, it's necessary to, I guess, to spend a couple of words about assistive technology. So what are assistive technologies? In order to meet the needs, the reading needs, but in general, the needs of using a digital interface from all of people, or hopefully the most of people as possible, we have different technologies. The first technology we have is the screen and the graphic interface. So this kind of interface is the more intuitive for all and is good for visual interaction. But people who have visual impairments cannot trust on the screen, at least always. So we have special technologies. Firstly, the first technology that I can show you is the zoom. So as you can see, I can zoom on a screen and see better what is on the screen. Another technology, let's try on Thorium directly.
Thorium Reader app. EDRLab.Thorium Reader.
Another technology is the possibility to customize the visual layout. So now you can see the cover of the book, pretty good. Pretty good. You can see the real colors, but now you are not seeing anymore the real colors. It's inverted. This kind of feature helps to meet the needs of some visually partially sighted people. And I'm included in this set of people that can read better when the background is dark and the text is white or yellow, or anyway, not dark. The other technology that you already start to hear is the screen reader. So what is screen reader? Is a software, basically it's a software that catch what we have on the screen, especially text or elements, and switch that element into a vocal signal. So when I was going on here, you can hear the text, not just seeing. Okay. Screen reader tell us even features about what the element we are browsing. What I mean, I open the book.
My book, catalogs, grid view, list view, search link, import to public, all books, European, Thorium.
Don't worry if I go fast in certain times, but it's not important to hear everything for you. It's more relaxing to don't hear everything. So what does screen reader do? Now I can browse the buttons we have on top of this interface and pay attention to what you will hear here.
Line link, jump back, jump forward, left button, right button, skipped, information button. Show library / bookshelf, activate text to speech button. Search in publication toggle button not pressed. Bookmark checkbox not checked. Settings toggle button not pressed. Navigation toggle button not pressed.
As you can hear, we hear the name of the button.
Settings toggle.
Setting. We hear the status of the button.
Settings toggle button not pressed.
Not pressed. So we can understand that it is and then we hear even button. So we know that is the button to make
bookmark settings toggle
to toggle the settings is a button and is pressed or not pressed. So we can have lots of information that are absolutely useful and necessary to be able to make the user able to interact with the interface. This software, now in a few seconds we will go into the books, but I will show you last amazing technology that we have. This screen reader, as said, switch the text and the elements into vocal signals, but it switched even into special signals that are interpreted by this kind of device that you are seeing. Yep. Right? You are seeing the...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This device is called Braille display. So, as the name suggests, is a display. It's a strange display, as you can see. It's not a pixel display, but is a cells display. So we have 40 cells that can represent 40 Braille character. I will show. This is a character. No, just a moment. Okay. This is the A on Braille. Space. This is the B, 2 dots on Braille. This is the G on Braille. This is the L, Q, etc. Is just to see, just to show you how it works. So when I read, these dots were updated and represent the text. 40 cells at a time. When this, we arrive at the end, of the display, we can go to the new line, just pressing this button, and we can read one entire library just showing characters into groups of 40. This is very, very, very nice to have. It's a great revolution for a person that are visually impaired, because this device meets the digital possibility aside the possibility to read with the hands, so with the optical, with tactical needs. So Braille, paper Braille, take a new life into this display. And this is important because we don't have a big bookshelf to keep all the Braille books, the Braille printed books, but we can have more books that we can bring in our smartphone or tablet or PC and reading them by the display. Okay, now is the time to go to see the feature of the digital accessible book. Especially, we are talking about DPUB. What is the maybe the more simple, the more quickly, the most the first feature of an EPUB is the fluidability, the fluid text.
Reflowable.
Reflowable. Thank you. As I said, my English not my best language, so I have two great suggestions. So, reflowable test. What is mean? I will show you, even in these books, but firstly, in Microsoft Word, that is very, very, very easy to understand.
Word. Home grouping. Document.
Okay, again, you can see the paper, black. Okay. Let's write a simple phrase. So, something like, okay. We are writing a simple phrase in order to see what happens when we enlarge the fonts. Okay, I think it's pretty enough.
We are writing a...
So now, as you can see, we are cover only one row.
We are writing a simple...
Now I started to increase again and again the size. Sorry. Okay, I get wrong.
Yeah.
Stai ingrandendo?
The demo effect. Yeah!
Usually, this is the things that works better.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Maybe I know.
English left paren, United States, Italian left paren, Italy right paren.
I think we can switch to thorium, Antonino.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
No problem.
Thorium.
It's the first time that not work. I don't know why.
Heading level 2 toolbar.
So, okay, I will show you directly here. So,
information, activate, search, book, settings, navigation, pressed, land, bookmark,
no.
Table of content, pressed, glossary, forwards link, executives, introduction.
Okay,
line
we have more text here, and we can increase.
Open full screen, settings, navigation toggle, settings toggle, pressed, theme toggle button, not text toggle, pressed, font size slider 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Set.
Okay, as you can see, the text didn't go outside the screen, but go to the beginning of the next row. It's the opposite of what I call PDF effect. That is this one. So we enlarge. If this was a PDF, we will be this kind of effect. We enlarge, and we had to move
speech mode off.
Right to read, and then again left. But it's very, very hard to read keeping the line. So reflowable text is the best for visually impaired people. Okay. Let's switch again the. I switched off
speech
the
mode
voice.
Settings toggle button not pressed. Theme toggle text pressed. Font size slider 10. 0 list 1 2
3
list.
Okay. Okay, I will show you other options of an accessible book. I can customize it every feature.
Settings toggle button pressed. Themed text display spacing toggle button display toggle.
Okay.
Spacing toggle pressed. Margin slider 0.
Just a margin set
2
moving.
3 word spacing slider 1 list 2 3 4 list.
The word
Letter
spacing.
spacing slider 0 1 2 3 4.
The spacing between the letters that helps really good, really a lot to make readable a text.
Paragraph spacing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Line spacing slider 0. Line spacing sliders 1,
And line
2, 3,
spacing.
4,
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Settings.
As you can see, the text is pretty different from before. So we toggled all the feature is possible, and we get a really different aspects of this book. You can see even this difference. So you can choose to read white, black on white, or white on or black. And then I can show you other very important features. So firstly, these were visible feature. Now I will show you semantic feature that helps especially blind people. So people who not see the text, but can trust only on the ears or in the braille. What I mean. Pay attention to what you will hear in a few seconds.
Toolbar heading level 2. No previous heading. Main content heading level 2. Introduction heading level 1.
Okay, we have introduction heading level 1. So you can see introduction, and you can see there is a title because it's more great, more big, more high than the rest of the text. But if you close your eyes,
introduction heading level 1.
You can understand there is a title because you have the additional information that is heading level 1. So heading means that is a title, and level 1, it means that is the main heading of this chapter.
No
Antonino,
next heading.
I think we are running a little bit out of time, so can you switch please to
the table?
Yes, to the table.
Yeah. This is very important to show. So the table.
Heading level 2. Skipped back information. Show live. Activate. Search in bookmark.
I go into the table of contents.
Navigation toggle. Press.
And go into the bookmarks.
Landmark.
Because I put a bookmark.
Bookmarks toggle.
On a page that contains a table.
27% bookmark.
Is not the first bookmark.
Edit, delete. 48%.
But is the second.
53.
Okay.
Table with 29 rows.
I skipped because I just pressed T key on my keyboard, and I get the table because it's semantically correct. So we can read better the data of table. Why?
Column 1 country.
Country.
Column 2 women with disabilities. Column 3 men with disabilities.
We have the number of the column.
Edge of table.
If I want to know...
Row 2, row 3 Austria. Row 4 Belgium.
Yeah, the Belgium. How much women with disability we have in Belgium?
Women with disabilities column 2, 20,417.
Okay, you heard the data and the title of the column, the heading of the title. How much women without disability we have in Belgium?
Men with disabilities.
Men with disabilities, so it's not our column.
Women without disabilities column 4, 24,380.
Okay, women without disabilities, so is our column. This screen reader read the information up to on the top of the table, and then the data. So it helps to understand exactly the relationships between the data. If this table was, like sometimes happens in digital books, like just an image, we would not be able at all to read the data in this table. And it will be impossible to understand the data.
Thank you, Antonino. A big applause to Antonino. Yep. Only one thing. One thing that I would like to highlight, then Antonino will be around all day long, so if you have specific questions or whatever, you can go and ask him. But one thing I would like to highlight is that this ebook is not specially prepared for accessibility. It's only well done from a semantically point of view, so in HTML, and this well done content enables all those features. So it is not something that have to be add on top of the ebook per se, but it's only a well-done ebook.
Yeah, just a couple of more remarks about your presentation. First of all, thank you and thank the demo gods, and thank you for also sharing some personal information about yourself. Just a couple of points that we will focus on later on in the day. First is accountability. So if you're not familiar with accessibility, don't be frightened, don't run away. You do not have to take care of everything. So assistive technologies are not up to publishers, for example. If you're a distributor, you are not up to produce an accessible file, but for sure, we will have time to explain what everyone has to do in what we like to call the accessible digital publishing ecosystem. So this was a first comment. The second one, for sure, we had, especially in the first part about the search part, a focus on Italy. So we will, but the theme that we wanted to highlight is how important accessibility metadata are throughout the value chain. So we will talk about that in a round table, and I'm sure also in a working group in the afternoon. So I think, again, applause for Antonino, and I think we are set for the next part.